It's weekdays on the Coast Best Mix. You're on 7AD, 7BU from the album Big Bad Noise. I had that from 1988. The Choir Boys, Run to Paradise. It's 19 past 11. Time now to speak to the resident real estate guru of Offerston Real Estate, Craig Heppel. How are you, Craig?
How are you going there, Andrew? You've taken me back a few years with the Choir Boys. I'm my age singing along to that.
Oh, I tell you what, I gotta love that type of music, eh?
Love them, mate. I think they were at Narara in 1983.
I think Mark,
New South Wales, it was massive. Loved it.
Yeah, I think Mark, I can't think of his name, married to Mary Schneider. He'll be over. Yeah, he'll be over here very, very shortly. Anyway, mate, we're having a peek inside this week.
Yep, we are.
Who do you listen to?
Mate, we're going to talk a few things real estate as usual.
Right.
And look, I suppose it's a case at the moment of, I'm seeing it out there a little bit. Who do you listen to?
Mm-hmm.
And information and opinions today are a click or a scroll away. They're instant. And I know one thing is very true. Everyone has an opinion or thinks they know something about something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, social media is awash with support and advice groups where if you post a question on a certain topic, you're likely to get bowled over with comments from those with good intentions. And those who think they know, I call them the Eddie experts, and those who know nothing but want to feel a connection. And we also encounter the advice givers in person, at work, in social settings, maybe even family members. Now, sourcing free, uncensored advice is easy. Sorting the weed out from the chaff is bloody hard. So one of the subjects that brings the well-intended and the Eddies out to play, like seagulls on a chip, is real estate.
I've seen that before.
Everyone knows something about real estate. So everyone knows everything or something about it. It's either they know everything about the property market, they know when the crash is coming, they know when prices are going to skyrocket, when's the right time to sell, when's the right time to buy. The knowledge bank out there is unbelievable.
So can I break in there, Craig? Yeah. What do people want to know and when do they want to know?
Well, they generally want to know what's their home worth, when's the best time to sell, and who's likely to buy their home.
Right.
That's in a nutshell. But it's not it just can't be answered in a heartbeat because it depends on a few factors.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to provide you with a cautionary tale. Recently, I sold a home in West Ulverstone, and he's a great client. I've worked with him to sell a couple of other properties in the past, and this particular home was a labour of love for him.
Right.
And he meticulously renovated it, and he left nothing to chance. And one of the larger projects was to lay a driveway and a parking turning pad at the rear of the home. It was a fairly big job. And this client had been continually asking me during the process, what he was likely to get for the home when it was the finished project, we'll say.
Well, Craig, when you actually do all the renovations there, you expect that price to go up that little bit more.
Well, you do, but it always depends on what something's worth at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you've invested $10, $20, $30, $50, $100,000 doesn't mean that the market's moved enough for you to make a profit on that particular project.
Right. It's like driving a car and buying a new car. Once you drive it out of the showroom, you lose about $10,000.
That's it. It's all what the market believes it's worth at the time you finish. It might have added value, don't get me wrong, but it all depends on price growth at the time.
Right.
And with price growth fairly stagnant after successive interest rate rises here on the coast, I maintain to him that probably a mid to high 400,000 price range might be well achievable, but we were going to closely assess it when he'd finished the job. So he decided to go in hard, and he was going to do this big concreting job on the driveway and the pad to enhance the look and saleability of the product, the home. And I helped him do some numbers to ensure he wasn't overcapitalising, and that's sort of where you've been alluding to, Andrew.
Yep.
And this spend was not going to blow his budget based on the expected sale price, but it all stacked up. So he was going to go ahead with this concreting job.
Right.
So the finished product was top shelf. It really capped off the property, allowing easy access to the block and a huge parking turning bay at the rear off the shed. And that's what a lot of people want. So it was enhanced, tick. Saleability, tick. But then I got a call from the client, and he said he wanted to talk to me fairly urgently. So so, as I do. I dropped everything. We had a chat. And he asked me, Craig, what do you think of the concreting? And I replied, it's brilliant. It'll really help to sell the property for the best price when you're ready to sell.
Yep.
Well, he says, I was talking to the concreter, and immediately I thought, oh, here we go. And the concreter reckons with the money I've spent on the concrete and how good it looks, that I should probably be looking to sell for about $500K or more. So I had to take a deep breath, count to 100, and I said, I see. What does the concreter know about the market conditions at this very moment?
We're all know-alls, aren't we?
Yeah, and he said, well, I suppose he sees a lot of homes and he's been around a while. I said, okay, so why didn't you ask me to do the concreting for you? And he said, oh, Craig, I didn't know you could lay concrete. And he said, no, I said, I wouldn't know the first thing. I could probably run a few barrel loads, but that'd be about it. And he said, okay, what do you mean? I said, okay, how many home buyers has this concreter spoken to in the last 3 to 6 months, and how many homes has he sold? And my client said, well, I would say none. I said, exactly. Do you think we should stay on track with our plan? And he said, I get it, Craig. You always make sense.
Usually the concrete wants just to make money himself.
Well, he made the money fairly and squarely, but he put an unnecessary expectation in the mind of his client, which could have mucked up his deal.
Yep.
When he got to market. His expectations would have been clearly out of whack hadn't I dealt with it.
Right.
And so, a long story short, a few months later, the home hit the market with the client's expectations around 460K plus.
Right.
And that was based on all the data that I'd continually provided. And we put on the market from offers over 449, that's 449,000, and we sold in a few days for 470,000.
Fantastic.
So it's down to this. If you want legal advice, call a lawyer. If you want financial advice, call a financial advisor. If you want medical advice, see your doctor. If you want real estate advice, call a concreter. Call me.
Yeah.
It's about horses for courses, Andrew. Nothing more, nothing less. And always choose who you listen to very carefully.
I suppose there's some dodgy ones out there, is there?
Well, it's not dodgy concreters, it's dodgy advice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I've listed properties for sale. We've been on the market a week or two, and people have come and said, oh, my sister in Sydney reckons it's probably too cheap. I said, right, what's her email address? I'll send her the contract now and she can pay the top price.
Did she?
No.
That's it.
Yeah. So if you want personal, up-to-the-minute information on how the local property market is performing and where your property fits into it, just drop me an email, craig@ulverstonrealestate.com, or call me 0400 180 515.
Craig, it's always been a pleasure.
Andrew, likewise. I'm glad to see you in the seat, and hopefully we can have a few more conversations.
We certainly will. We'll do that next, what's that, Tuesday? Thursday.
Next Thursday, yeah.
Trouble is,
again.
That's it. Thanks for your time, Craig. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Thanks, Andrew.
Okay, there goes Peek Inside with Craig Hebbel from the Ulverston Real Estate. If you want to get in touch with him, craig@ulverstonrealestate.com, or give him a call on 0400 180 515. It is 11:27 right here on weekdays. Coming up, we've got the Doovie Brothers and MJ.